Hi, my name's AJ. I've been a pet groomer for 15 years, but I've been working with dogs for much longer than that. I grew up with a pet grooming shop inside of our house that my mom ran. So I napped in kennels and I started bathing dogs around 8 years old. Since I've been a professional, I have seen some horrible things in the industry and there is no accountability between pet groomers and pet owners. This is my attempt at creating that accountability for myself and hopefully showing the rest of the industry that it can be done. I'll be showing you everything that happens on these dogs from start to finish, and I'll be describing each step of the process along the way. And as lessons come up that I can teach you for behavioral training, I'll show you those as well. Hope you enjoy. Okay, we're back up. If you're new to the stream, my name's AJ. This is a little Yorkie. It is a beautiful Monday in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we're gonna give Katie here a haircut. Yeah, let's go ahead and raise this table up. Lower the arm. Okay. Now Katie is a Yorkshire Terrier. She might be a mix, like a Dachshund or Chihuahua or something like that. Let's go ahead and share the link with her owner so that she can watch with us. Alrighty. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do, for our Ruffin, we're going to cut her nails, shave her pads, do her sanitary, and then we'll pluck her ears and give her a bath. Let's go ahead and get you guys going on both cameras. I don't know which, if you guys like it zoomed in or zoomed out, you can let me know, but a little bit higher quality if it's zoomed out, so. Go ahead and pull this away. First things first, more puffy. I love puffy. Okay, so let's start with her nails. Katie's pretty good most of the time, I think. I don't remember her giving me too much fuss. Let's see what happens. Good girl. So far, so good. Not reacting at all. Good girl. She's doing wonderful. If you're curious on how to cut dogs' nails, I did make a video on YouTube about how to do it. It's called How to Cut Dogs' Nails Perfectly Every Time. You check that out. It teaches you a bit about why you have to cut them, how to know how far to cut. But what I'm doing is I'm just cutting down and looking for the moist center of the pulp as it gets exposed. That's how I know that I'm close to the blood supply and I can stop cutting. I'm just going to get her dew claw. Always have to check for dew claws. Sometimes they're removed, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they have two of them on one foot. You always have to be careful. And I'm just checking. I got this one close. Want to make sure that it doesn't bleed. Looks like we're good. We did it perfect. Oh, come here, baby. Okay, she wants to sit down, so I'm gonna have to come around and actually elevate her like this. Good girl. So she gave me just a little bit of fuss to get started, but as soon as I got her in a position where she couldn't just sit down on me, she stopped trying. She's a good little girl. We're just gonna get all these nails cut. Okay. Now I'm going to reach under, same technique, except I'm going to come under her belly this time and reach the her back left foot. Flip that one up. Good girl, Katie. You're doing wonderful. It's important to remember to not hold their legs up very high when you're bending them back to expose the nails. You want to stay below the hip, and that'll keep the dog safe and comfortable. Okay, that's all done. Now we'll come up to this last front foot. And I'll reach under with my other hand to keep her from getting away from me. And I'll flip this foot back. I'm going to start with the dew claw. I like to make small cuts and slowly make my way closer to the blood supply. Some groomers prefer to only make one cut, and that just increases your chances of making them bleed or not getting them as short as you can. Good girl. She's doing wonderful. So if you are a groomer or you do your dog's nails at home, I recommend you take lots of little cuts and slowly approach that blood supply. Unless you've got a really, really hard dog to work on, in which case you just try to do it as fast as you can and get them as good as you can. In that case, you'll want to get a second person to help hold the dog, and that'll help a ton. Okay, our nails are all done. Woohoo! Nails are done. Now we're going to do her pads and her sanitary. Check her ears. She doesn't have anything growing inside, so I'm not going to worry about shaving her ears. Up, up. Good girl. Go ahead and shave out her pads. Wanting to sit on me, so I'm just going to reach underneath her. And I could work on this foot while she's sitting, but it's a little harder to get the angle that I need. So I prefer to keep her standing. Good. And that's all done. Come back to the next one. She plopped it back down, but I can still see her pad from this angle, so I'll just let her sit. Let her take a little break. I'm not really struggling, pulling her foot away too much, so if she was, I would go back to that same hold that I did for her nails on this foot. But she's doing okay. We'll let her relax. Okay, let's see what she does with this foot. Looks like it's going to be the same thing. We'll just work from her sitting. Alright, good job, baby. Yeah, thanks for the kisses. Got some sweet dogs today. Wait. Alright, pads are all done. Now I'm going to do her Sani. We'll lift up one leg first. Get everything I can from this side. Do the belly. When you go against the hair, when you're shaving this sanitary area, you just want it as short as possible. A little hard to get under here. She's got short little legs, so as you notice, I had to like do funky things with my clipper in order to get the right angle without lifting her leg too high. Like I said, you don't want to lift it above the hip. Especially with older dogs, you got to be even more careful of that. From this side. Yorki. That looks good. Now we'll shave her bum. Her bum is pretty clean, no poop stuck on it, so that's good. Okay. And now we would have plucked her ears, but she doesn't have anything in her ears, so we're just going to take her and go give her a bath. So give me a moment while I get that back camera on. And we will set up the rack for my little dogs, and then we'll get things going. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. Get this camera on. Hi, cutie. You're a cutie. Okay. And the volume is going to be a bit lower in the bathing room. It's really loud with the blow dryer and the while I'm washing, so you will notice that a little bit louder in there. Okay. Go and drink some more coffee. Oops. I forgot to set up my tub. So we'll put Katie in the kennel for a second. Hang out there for a minute, baby. And we'll put in my bathing rack so that I don't have to bend over too much. Bathing rack's really nice. Does take some time to set up, which can be a little bit of a pain, but it's so nice not having to bend over. Okay. Good job, baby. Okay, now as we're bathing, I'm going to do her anal glands first. Then I'll wash her body with the pre-mixed soap. And then I will turn the pre-mixed off and I will wash her face by hand. And then we'll rinse her off and then we'll be done with the bath. So let's get the water warmed up. Not prepared enough. Yeah. Okay, that's warm. Go ahead and activate the bathing system. Okay, and we will do her anal glands. I only do anal glands on small to medium dogs, typically. And the way that we do it, we lift the tail and we feel for the glands. They feel like two little marbles below the rectum, and we just apply a little bit of pressure, squeezing up and out towards the outside of the rectum, and they express. Go ahead and grab another grip, make sure it's all empty. Now it's all over my hands. It's pretty gross, but I would prefer that it spray on my hands than all over the tub and possibly my smock. And then I just use the shampoo from the system to wash my hands. And then we get started. Next we will get everywhere wash for bum, her tail, past her feet, inside her legs, bottom of her feet. Armpit. It's pretty easy and pretty quick with this bathing system to get these little dogs washed. Now our body is all done. We'll go ahead and put it on to rinse so we don't have any soap in the line. Satisfying that OCD, get all the soap rinsed off the walls. Turn down the pressure. And now we'll rinse her face. Hold her ears down so that I don't get water in her ears. Try to slowly rinse towards her muzzle, as long as the water is not rinsing, flowing down the nose. I'll keep getting closer. I can go directly over the eyes, no problem there. And I'll pin this other ear down to this side. Okay, now she's properly pre-rinsed. Now we have our pre-mixed soap. We're gonna apply the soap to all of her face, ears, cheeks, chin, and then we'll try to lather it all up. If it doesn't lather, I'll add more soap. And if it's not lathering because it's dry, then I'll add more water. If it feels like everything's nice and wet, scrub these ears, get down these cheeks. Looks like I need more soap on these cheeks, but I'll keep going everywhere else. Check her chin first. I'm trying to keep her mouth closed. She's trying to lick, but I don't want her to lick this soap up. So I'm trying to keep her mouth closed while I actually rinse her or wash her muzzle and her chin. And it feels good and washed properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse her muzzle off. That way she just doesn't lick any of that soap up. Hang on. Good girl. Okay, now I'm going to come back and finish washing these cheeks. Good job, baby. She's a wonderful little girl. She's done this lots and lots of times, so she knows exactly what the deal is, and she trusts me, so she lets me do this really good. Get under this ear. Okay. Alright, now we're all rinsed up. Washed up, I mean. Get all the soap off me. Get it off my sprayer. Now I'm going to turn the water pressure back down. And I'm going to rinse her face the same way that I got it wet. I'm going to try to get half of her head and her ears. Rinse first. If she looks up, I'm going to try to rinse her eye. Just at one side, if she'll let me. You always rinse the eyes out as if you got soap in the eyes, because you never know. The water won't hurt her eyes, but the soap definitely will. We'll rinse out both of her eyes real good. Spin this ear down, rinse out the other side of her head. Try not to get any water in her ear canal. And if she were to try and shake at this point, I would let her shake, because more than likely, a little bit of water got in that ear, and I want her to be able to shake it out, if she can. Okay, looks like we're doing good. Come underneath. Just gonna go ahead and check, see if I squeeze any soap out of her ear. It looks like it's all rinsed out. Yep, we're good to go. Okay, now I'm gonna rinse under the leash, and then we'll get the rest of her body rinsed off before we pallet dry. Get it spun around, rinse off this other side. Up. Okay. All right, now she's bathed and rinsed. We're gonna go ahead and squeeze out the excess water. And while I'm doing this, I'm checking to see if any of the spots are slippery. And if they are, I'm gonna check my hand to see if there's any soap on my hand. And if there is, you just need to rinse that spot again. She feels good, not feeling any soap. We're good to go. Grab a towel. Let's go ahead and rinse you, or dry you off. Towel dry everywhere as good as I can. And as each section of the towel gets wet, I will move to a different part of the towel to get as much water off of her body as I can. Squeeze out the water on her legs. You're such a good girl, Katie. Yeah, you're such a good girl. What a good baby. Okay, now we've got most of the water off. We're gonna take off the leash. We're gonna head over to the drying table. Come here, big girl. Let's go. Bring this table up. And I'm gonna just double check that everywhere is nice and rinsed off, feeling that she's dried off.
toweled off. Words are hard. We'll get her nice and dry. As dry as we can with the towel. Looks like my towel is almost completely soaked, but she feels pretty dry. I'm just trying to find the driest spot of my towel as I kind of go over each spot one last time. Okay, now we'll tie her up. And we'll tie a slip knot up top, just in case there's an emergency and I need to release her very quickly. I can just pull on that end and it will release. Stay. Okay. This blow dryer is going to be really loud. Hang on 1 second. I'm just going to dry my hands off. Okay. I'm going to put in these little earbuds for myself. Make sure there's no hair on them. This is a little bit of hearing protection for me. And then we'll get these cotton balls and we'll put these in Katie's ears. Give some ear protection for her. If you don't have any earbuds, use cotton balls. They work really well. Just tear it down to a small enough piece that you can fit it in your ear and get it stuck in there. Okay, big girl. We're going to start slow. She's really good at the dryer, but I'm going to start with the dryer off her and then slowly move it up and then get her all dry.
Right. Slow it down for the face. On the air, ears, eyes, and nose. If I do need to, the wire is very far away. When I'm slow, trying to avoid those areas. And now we're going to get under the leaf. Just going to untie it. Keep it off. Okay. Good job, Katie. Yeah. Yeah. Good job, little girl. Okay. And that finishes the bath and the dry. Give me one more moment. We'll bring you back up front and we'll finish her haircut. Let's go, Katie. Alrighty. More coffee. Okay, little girl. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah. You're such a sweetheart. Come here. Come here. Okay. Now on Katie, we're going to be shaving her into a number 7 on her body, and we'll do a number 5 on her face, and then we'll trim up her tail just a little bit. So let's go ahead and start with her face. That's 4. And I'm going to shave against the hair on her muzzle and with the hair everywhere else. And what I'm referring to is the direction that the hair grows. Good girl.
Be a little careful when you're shaving their muzzle. She sometimes wants to lick, so I'm actually holding her mouth closed so that she can't lick while my clipper is right here. I don't want to risk her tongue getting in my clipper and potentially cutting her. Although there's a really low chance of happening with a 5, it can definitely happen. Okay, her muzzle's looking good. We'll shave down her cheeks. A little ways down her neck. She licked again right there, so I just paused. Waited for her to put her tongue back in her mouth and we finished. Thanks for waiting. She's such a good girl. We're going to shave over her ears, all with this number 5 blade. You have to be careful when you're shaving Yorkie ears, and really any dog's ears. You want to be making sure that you're shaving away from the edge of the ear, never towards it. And we'll get the top of her head. Try to get these eyebrows. You can't get them perfect. You want to finish them with scissors. Okay. The face is looking pretty good. Just a little bit more on his cheek. Need a back brush. I'll go over it with the hair. This is the point where I changed directions and I went against the hair on her muzzle. So I have to back brush a little bit, a few times to get that smooth, get that blended well. Okay. Miss the inside of this ear. Go ahead and shave that. And you can shave against the hair. I could even shave the inside of this ear with a number 10 blade, but I'm just going to use the same blade that I used on her face. I think that will blend a little bit better. Okie dokie. All done with 5. Grab our 7.
You're such a sweetheart. So nice when you get sweet dogs. They're just patient, hang out with you.
Don't give you too much fuss. Yeah, Katie's a sweet girl. Okay, now I'm gonna blend the 7 into the 5 at the back of her head. Just one more. Get a little closer. Get behind her ear. I'm trying to blend this the best that I can with my 7. It saved me some time on the finish if I can get this blended with the clipper instead of having to scissor it. But sometimes you just have to scissor it to get a good blend. Okay, and the key to getting this smooth is going to be back brushing. Sometimes you don't have to back brush quite as much with the number 7 blade because it's shorter, but it always helps your quality go up. You back brush when you're shaving a dog's body. I'm going to shave everything around the leash, or where the leash is going to sit when it's tight. Try to get that all done, and then I'll put the leash back and we'll finish shaving the rest of her body. One ear forward. Connect it to the line in the back of the head. Now there are cowlicks on the neck, which means it changes the direction of the hair, but you can't match that perfectly when you're shaving. So there's a couple spots like right here, where the hair actually grows up instead of going down with the rest of it. You just pretend, you just ignore these spots basically, and you get the majority of the hairs to be matched. And you'll just have a few little short spots wherever the direction of the hair changes. And that's pretty much the only thing you can do when you're trying to follow the direction of the hair. The only thing you could do is shave the entire dog against the hair, and then you would avoid these little swirls. But it's a lot harder, and doesn't always look good. It probably look good on her, but it'd be a little shorter than I wanted. Okay. All right. Around her neck is all done. We're going to go ahead and tighten the leash back up. And now we'll shave the rest of her body. Nice and smooth. Okay. Back brush shave. Area is not smooth, you gotta back brush and shave. You just rinse and repeat, keep doing it over and over. I like to shave over the area the first time before back brushing and then back brush. I find that that will oftentimes get it smoother. You don't have to do it quite as many times. But you'll go over the same area 2, 3, sometimes 4 times in order to get it smooth. Now that she's standing, I can access the parts of under her belly and her legs. I was trying to work with everything that I could while she was sitting. Just allow her to have a more comfortable groom, not be too pressured to be too much. Now she's standing, I'm gonna finish the back of her butt. Blend in her tail. And I'm just keeping one hand under her body to try to prevent her from sitting like that, but it didn't work. I'll just ask her to stand up. Good girl. And sometimes if you have your hand under their hips like this, it encourages them to not sit down quite as much or as quickly. And you're able to get a little bit more done. The other option would be to just use this hand to back brush. And that way I get both hands working. I don't have to pick up and drop the brush. But as you can see, she can just sit down real easy. Up, up. Yeah, come on, baby. Good girl. So I'll keep one hand under her in hopes that it'll just encourage her to sit a little bit less. And I can try and hurry and get these back legs done and her belly all done. Up. Good girl. Good girl. No. She's pretty good at plopping that butt down if she wants to. Come on. You're okay, dude. I'm trying to hurry. I'll lift the foot to actually shave down the foot and the bottom section of the leg. And now that she's sitting, I can actually access the inside of her leg right here. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. But since I am working on the inside, there's much less fur around here and it's much more sensitive skin. So I'm going to make sure that my temperature's not too hot. It's a little warm, so I'm just going to go ahead and change this blade. And I'll see if I can lift up this leg again. She's letting me do it. Go ahead and try to get all these hairs shaved on the inside of this back leg. Girl.
Sweet little baby. Yes, you are, Katie. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'll have to finish it up with scissors to actually get this as smooth as I want it. So we'll move on from that leg. We'll give her a little break. Just want her to sit down, so I'll let her sit down. I'll work on this front leg, get her chest and her front legs all done, and then come back to this other side and get that other back leg. Oh, I know. Definitely wiggling a little bit. This is pretty typical for Yorkies. They have a tendency to be very wiggly on their legs. A lot of groomers have a really hard time getting it done. What I'm doing to work around the wiggling is I'm actually doing a slight leg lock, which is where I'm squeezing at the elbow right here. Not lay all the way down. Silly girl. I'll squeeze at the elbow, and when I apply pressure to that, it makes her leg want to stick straight out, which prevents her from bending it. And I'm not squeezing too hard. If she really wanted to bend it, I'd let her. But that's one technique that you can use if your dogs are really squirming and wiggling their foot and trying to bend it a lot. So you can squeeze at this elbow and do a leg lock to try to get the leg straight, and then you can work around them wiggling a little bit easier. Can I see the inside of this leg? Can I see the inside? We're going to go into the inside and also into the armpit. And when I shave in the armpit, I'm either shaving on the leg, trying to get the corner all the way in, or I'm shaving on the belly, trying to get the other corner to catch all those hairs. Now I'll pull the leg forward and try to finish it. Leg comes down the belly like this part. And there's a little bit there, but I think this is going to be another spot that I'll finish with scissors to get it perfect. It's looking pretty good. Give it a one. Yeah, I'm going to scissor the rest of this. So now I'm going to come to her belly right here since I got her leg up. Oh. Okay, now that leg and her belly are pretty good. Come over this side. And I'll start from the shoulder, and we'll work our way down this leg again. Go ahead and start on the belly right here. Push the leg back. That'll flatten out this little stretch of skin right here, and I can shave down the belly. I'll back go shave it down. Then I shave down it. I get that smooth. I'll come down the leg. Shave the
inside of the leg. And I'm going from the front to the inside to just get it all off. Now I've got that leg lock again so that I can keep her leg straight. I can back brush the outside, shit it down, the front, shit it down, adjust my grip to expose a little bit more of the inside, back brush, shave it all down. And I'll come to the back of the leg, I'll do the belly first. And I'll grab the elbow from the back, roll this skin out so that I have the skin pinched between my fingers, and that allows me to know where the edge is so that I can shave around it and not worry about accidentally cutting it. Okay, now this leg's looking really close, a little bit more in this armpit. I think I'll just scissor that armpit to finish it. I'll just take one more look at the feet. Oh. Okay, check my temperature again. Probably keep going, but it's a little warm. I'll just go ahead and change it. Got lots of 7 blades, so there's no use risking accidentally burning her. When you've got extra blades, you can just hop on. Alright. Where are you, sweet girl? Are you asking me to stop working on you? Alright, baby, we gotta finish. Okay, so I can work on her belly right here before I ask her to stand up, so I'll go ahead and do that. Try to get some of this butt, down her leg. Just what I can see. Easily get to while she's sitting. Might as well just try to catch it and let her sit as long as you can. She's holding still better that way, so. Okay, up. Good girl. Up. Now, in order to access her belly, I had to reach over her and hold under her belly on the opposite side to prevent her from sitting back down. So I'll back brush this side. I actually need to lift her up. Catch right down the middle of her belly to blend it into where we did the sanitary shade. I'm going to go ahead and back brush all of this. Get some more. Good girl. Good job. You have to be a little careful when they have a long body. You don't want to lift them up too high, and if they're struggling, I wouldn't lift them up that way. These long body dogs have a tendency to get mid-back problems from jumping or from being picked up wrong. So if you're ever trying to lift the dog up from the front legs like that, they really don't want it, don't do it. Just find another way, stand them up, work at it from the side like this. Up, up, wait, come on, come on. Good girl. And now I'm reaching under and I'm holding her tail out of the way while lifting up on her belly. Just asking her not to sit down. She really wants to sit. Let's see if I can work at it from the side while she's sitting. I can access the bottom of this leg and foot really easily while she's sitting, so try to take advantage of that. getting close to about everything that I can get from this bottom side. See if I can shave a little bit inside like this. Okay. Now I'm going to approach it from behind her. See if I can get back of this inside leg by lifting up the opposite one. Sweet. Got those couple of hairs that I wanted. Hang on. Hang on, Katie. Your tail up. There are a few hairs on her butt. I need to get shaved. Blend these in. Good. Girl. Ah, so good. Thanks, oh, hang on. A little bit more. Now I'm just blending the base of her tail in. Forward's getting a little twisted. Try to unwind that a little bit. Kind of working. Kind of not. Okay.
We're so close. Yes, we're so close.
Let's see. I see a spot right here. Oh. Okay. I think almost. And hair's right here. I am shaving against the hair on the inside of her leg. You can get away with taking it a little shorter there. Just helps keep everything clean. Up, up. Yeah, man. More hairs on her belly right here. Okay, we are so close. Okay, now we're gonna just do our final scissoring to finish her up. We are running a little bit behind, so if you're watching and all of a sudden I say hi to somebody and mute the cameras, know that my next customer's here, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. We're gonna scissor the bottom of her feet. I'm brushing everything past her pads, and then scissoring everything that comes past. Now I'm gonna come from the top and around the foot, brushing everything outside, and then I will back brush to see what hairs are really long that need trimmed on top of the foot. Okay, that foot's all good. We'll check the armpits. I'm pinching the skin of the armpits and I'm rolling it around. Try to make sure there's no long hairs that I've missed. Armpits are an easy spot to miss hairs. Now we'll get the back leg or back foot. Go ahead and let her flop her butt down and sit. I have a little bit of a hard time getting the right angle. I want to avoid going against the hair. The hair grows down the foot, so I'm trying to avoid going against it, but I'm having a hard time getting that right angle. So right here, I'm going against the hair, just trim those last couple of hairs. Okay, now I'm going to stand her up. Check her flank right here. A couple hairs. Inside of her leg. These are all hairs that are just a little hard to get even with the clipper. So you can back brush and see them very easily and get them with your scissors. So just a little bit back this foot that I missed. Now I'm going to come to the inside of the leg. See if anything is long. A few hairs there. Now back brush that leg better. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Okay, that one's looking good. Come over to this other back leg. She wants to sit. Go ahead and let her do it. Round the top of the feet. Just pulling up these hairs to see which ones are long. Looks like I missed a spot rounding the bottom of the foot. Now come to the inside. And I'm fluffing all these hairs up with my fingers in order to save a little bit of time. Okay. This leg's looking good. Just check this flank. So there's a couple hairs. Now the top of the foot, see a couple long hairs. Okay. All right, now we're gonna move on to this last foot. Brush everything down. Trim everything that comes past the pads. Now we'll round the top. Place the foot down, see if any of the hairs stick out. Looks like there's a few more on this inside. Wait. Girl. Okay. Now I'm going to check the armpit. I'm going to lift her leg, pinch and roll the skin in her armpit. I'm rolling it to expose different hairs and make them stick down and see which ones are long and go ahead and trim them. Yeah, we're almost there, beautiful. We're almost there. Okay, I'm actually going to text her mom. Let her know we've got about 10 minutes left. She just sat down and exposed some hairs for me. Showed me a little spot that I missed. Okay, now I'm going to brush her tail. I'm going to brush everything down first. Make sure there's no little tangles in here. Pretty unlikely that there would be. And then I'm going to brush it to the side to see which ones come out. And I'm going to just trim it in the shape of a little carrot. This is typical for Westies and Scotties, and also Yorkies that have long tails. Oftentimes the Yorkies will have their tails docked, so you won't do this. You just shave the tail if it was docked, but she has a beautiful long tail, so we're going to do a little carrot on the end of it. And then Katie is gonna get some carrots from her mama after she's all done with this groom. It's a little treat for her. So she gets carrot tail and she gets a carrot treat when she's done. Okay, a couple long hairs here. So I did the sides of the tail first. Then I tried to do the top of the tail, not much brushed up from the top. And now I'm doing the bottom of the tail, where I'm brushing everything down to the bottom and trimming what's long. Come back up to the top. Looks like there's a few more right here. Okay, now I'm just gonna brush it all down. Make sure it all looks even. None of it looks longer or shorter than the rest of it. Looks like there's a little spot right here on the side. It's just a little bit shorter. Clean up all around her bum. I have double checked when she sat down and plopped her hip onto the ground. Sometimes that pulls on the leash and makes it really tight around the neck. So I had to stop and make sure that she wasn't choking herself. Okay, tail's done. Now we're going to trim her ears. And I'm brushing the hairs out to the edge and trimming it right to the edge of her ear. We'll do that on both sides. Okay. Go ahead and pull the cotton balls out of her ears. Sometimes the cotton balls pin these hairs down inside the ear. It looks like it did. A couple long ones right here. I'll get those all trimmed up. Now we'll do the same thing for this side of her ear. Trim it to the point. Brush everything out. Inside and outside. And it helps to go from the base of the ear to the tip of the ear. That's the direction that the hair grows. And it will help you not accidentally nick their ears. If you go against the hair, it's more likely to grab more hair and pull your shears in towards the skin, and then you potentially make a little cut. Pull this cotton ball out. A bunch of hairs came out with it. Go ahead and trim those. Wow, you're such a cutie. I love your face. Okay, she's looking great. We're almost done. We got a little bit more around her eyes and her muzzle, and then we can clean her ears and call her done. Combing over her eyes and trimming around them. Also trimming in the corner of the eyes. Oftentimes it's the spot that gets goobery and gross. Same thing on the other side. Trim over this eyebrow, blend it all in. Get the corner of the eye. Give me 1 second. Hello, how's it going?
Really good.
Okay. We're back in business. We got our next pup here. He's an Australian Shepherd, or an Aussie. And we're just gonna finish up on Katie. We've got just Just a few minutes left. We gotta clean her ears and then touch up the last couple spots on her face. Hi, Phoenix. Alright, clean these ears. They're looking pretty clean. Not too much in here. That ear is perfectly clean. This one haven't seen you bit. There's a little more. A little bit of ear wax. That's a tiny bit. Fairly clean ears. That is what we want to see. Okay. You shake? I always try to get the dogs to shake. That usually will fluff up any hairs that I might have missed that are a little long. And I can just catch those final hairs. Okay. Okay. We're all set. Katie is all done. Yeah. Good job, baby girl. Let me get a picture of you. Katie. Oh, don't give me the sad ears. Like this. Katie, hi.
What are you doing?
Is your mom here? I don't think so. Might be though. Let's see.
Oh.
Sit. Sit.
Good girl.
Okay. One of those will work. And I just saw a spot around her mouth. I got left a little bit long. Okay. All right. And that is it for little Katie. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see Phoenix, the Aussie, get a bath and brush, then stick around. Gonna end this stream. The next one should start up automatically. So thanks so much. Take care. Okay, baby girl, let's go. You're on 10.